Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so whenever we release a video at the Jamaica Young Police channel, you'll be the first to receive the same. Remember to share the video with your friend, your mama, papa, girlfriend, boyfriend, and your side chick and side man. Yes, and post a comment below, even just to post and say, I am here to show your appreciation of the work that we are doing here at the Jamaica Young Police channel. And thanks for being a part of the movement. So, moving on. Imagine growing up, your grandfather treat you like a princess, special, very special. And throughout your life, you have been trying all of your siblings, your cousins, everyone they know their father, but you had never met or know your father. You have asked questions. You had spoken to your mother on several occasions, asked her who's your father. Sometimes your mother changed the conversation. We are talking about Jamaican people. Your mother changed the conversation, refused to answer and tell you who's your father. And then eventually, what happened was that the same mother, and this is a true story, but you're not going to hear the victim's voice. We're not going to let you, based on, because this is something that just happened recently. Because she's angry. She has a lot of anger inside her. Pain. She's married. Jamaican woman, she's married. And she have children of her own. And all these years, imagine, when you reach a certain age now, then you had found out that your father is your grandfather. I had one of the most heartbreaking conversations of my life. I spoke with a woman who recently discovered a devastating family secret. One that has been buried deep for decades under layers of shame, silence, and betrayal. She found out the man she was told was her grandfather is, in fact, her biological father. Let that sink in. Imagine you as a girl or a boy. You was told that your grandfather, Papa, everybody love Papa, and then maybe your mother called Papa Daddy. And when you get older, you become a parent yourself. You found out that your grandfather is your biological father. Let that sink in. Jamaican history, this way I tell you. As I said to you before, I had spoken to the victim, and based on what happened, transpired during our conversation, unfortunately, I cannot and I will not. Out of respect for the victim, I won't, you understand? I couldn't do it. Trust me. Some people, there's no reason for her to be ashamed because it's not her, but you have to understand how people feel. She just want to share it and for me to do the necessary for educate the Jamaican people. So this is something happening at Jamaica, and it come all the way to America, and in America she find out. But guess what? There's nothing that she can do about it, because she's a victim, but in essence the real victim is her mother. She haven't even shared. Her mother knew, her mother knew, and other family member knew, but she did not know. She didn't know. This didn't come from a family confession or heartfelt explanation. It came from a DNA test she took in the hope of finally learning the identity of the father she never knew. All her life, she carried that longing. As a child, she would ask her mother, "Who is my dad?" And each time her mother gave her the same carefully rehearsed story that her father had been a fleeting teenage relationship, a boy who had left her community in Jamaica before she was born and never looked back. So she tell the child, say, that's why she have all the father last name. Her grandfather, because she asked, oh, she had the same name as her mother. And her mother explained to her and said, boy, Because the father left and then migrated man him family out of the community. And because he never look back, he never know so she pregnant, she just me give her name as a way to identify her. But that wasn't the truth. The truth was far more horrifying. Her mother had been a victim, abuse, silence, and forced to carry the burden of a child born from incest. And that's thinking. So some people that, well, those of you, so we educated later about incest. Well, I'll tell you what incest is. The man who violated her was not a stranger or an outsider, but her own father. And the family, rather than rallying around her mother, because her mother was a teenager, chose to protect the abuser because he was the breadwinner of the family. A time in Jamaica, and eventually they migrate to America. She went to school here. The victim went to school right here in America. Always want to know her father. So, you know, so we have DNA now, so she have decided to try to find him. You know, so in America, you have over 330 odd million people living in America. When I talk about registered, when I talk about the other where them said 20 odd illegal people in America. So the grandfather, yeah man, he's the breadwinner, the one who kept food on the table and lights on. So the grandfather, after all of this, him on farm work, run off, you know, get married, get papers, then him send for everybody. Yeah, married to her grandmother, bring up everybody. Him have other children here before the others them come, but you know him remember them and bring them up. So she came to America as a very young girl. Young, so she grew up in America. Jamaican grew up in America. So because him kept the lights and food on the table. If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have a go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you will see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and you know, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Reportedly would have meant tearing the family apart, exposing their shame and facing the brutal consequences of a patriarch-driven society that too often punishes victims more than perpetrators. And so, they kept it quiet. The family went on with their lives They migrated to the United States of America, started anew, but the past never truly left. This woman always wanted to know her father, longing to know her father, because all our cousins and our siblings them have them fathers and know them father. Now, decades later, the truth has erupted in the most painful way imaginable. And this is something that happened less than a week ago. Boy, I never hear, honestly, in a long time, I never hear somebody cry for so long. Imagine, I don't know why this woman chose me. Because she said, boy, she listened to the Jamaica Young Police channel for the past 5 years. And she said, boy, I first she ever called me. And I asked her the reason why she called me. She said, boy, I sound like somebody I can talk with. And that's why she chose me. And you understand? That's the reason why she chose the Jamaica Young Police channel. And she called me and we talked for almost 4 hours. Try to remember, I am not a trained counselor, but I was a detective, as you know. So I try my very best how to console her, to keep her mind, and to make her, not that makes her feel, not only as a as a victim, but as someone who's triumphant, and someone who's resilient. And at times I break it down till, it even at times, I have given her some jokes and make her laugh and all of these things. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to shame people because of what others have done. There's no reason for her to feel shame, and I told her that. That is not her fault. I told her that in spite of everything, God have ways of, even if you listen, even in the Bible, God have chosen people, some people with characters that some people would condemn, but God used them as vessels to do his work. So this woman know a mother, a wife, and a grandmother herself has had her entire world shaken. The DNA result didn't just expose biology, it exposed betrayal. It tore open a wound she never knew she carried. She said she almost had an heart attack when she saw the result. She called the DNA place and I tell them, say, no, this can't, there has to be an error about the father. She said that is her grandfather. And after back and forth with the people, the person, one of the scientists that work at this DNA place, sit her down over the phone and explain to her how science came to the conclusion. So she had to accept it. It was like her mind couldn't compute what her heart was beginning to feel. Grief, anger, confusion, and a sorrow so deep it is difficult to put into words. As a man listening to her, I was speechless. How could someone whose role is to protect and nurture commit such an unforgivable and despicable act? Your father rape your mother and you become a granddaughter and a daughter. But that's not our fault. So we won't condemn the victim, we condemn the man. She don't want me to talk about her father. She mentioned his name, his full name, and all of that. And she had asked me in private just to share the story, but she don't want to share her voice and her family. So you know that shame is still there. When I told her there's nothing for her to be ashamed of. How could generations of a family enable such a secret, sacrificing the emotional well-being of not one, but two women, mother and daughter, to preserve a lie? The days of lying, where you can't lie. Science, you can't lie upon science. We know Jamaican women are best. And when DNA come back say man is not the father, them still I tell you say you're a father. That's how wicked. I tell people, me not trust them, me I tell you. So this isn't just a story of abuse, it's a story of survival. Of a woman who is now standing in her truth, no longer silenced by fear or shame. It is also a sobering reminder that behind so many smiling family photos and holiday dinners lie untold traumas, and until those truths are spoken, healing cannot begin. To anyone listening, this was endured the weight of hidden pain. Your story matters. You are not alone, and there is strength in uncovering the truth, no matter how heavy it may be. I was entrusted with one of the most deeply painful confessions I have ever heard. Yes, a woman, an adult, a wife, a mother, and even a grandmother. She called me in a state of emotional devastation. She was crying so hard, she could barely speak. For some reason, I answered the phone. Normally, it's not every call I answer because, as I said before and I say again, this is not my regular job. I am just doing this, giving back to Jamaica because I am trying to save lives. It's two of us who were born and raised in Jonestown still alive. Everybody else dead, gunshot. And I said before and I say it again, because the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization has marketed us criminality as a path of elevation. And because of that, only two of us are still alive. And they're still doing it in 2025. We have seen it, April 29, 2025, where Jamaica has said that we support the police by wearing blue. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization send out an agency, an organization affiliated with them, Jamaican for Justice, to come out and denounce the police. And that's the culture of criminality, dishonesty, immorality. And that's how we are here. This family is from the same community I was born and raised. The family, yes, they are from Jonestown. Not going to call the street, but they are from Jonestown. Maybe people from Jonestown who might now start, go back in them brain, try to remember who back then went on farm work, and then all of them family migrated and all of these things. But we're not going to tell you. He was crying so hard she could barely speak in that moment of raw vulnerability. I became the person she chose to share a lifetime of pain with. She had just received the result of a DNA test she took to finally uncover the truth about her father, someone she had never known but always longed to find. For years, her mother told her that her father was a teenage boy from the community. Yes, in Jamaica, same place at Jonestown, who had left before she was born. That was the story she clung to. That was the lie she built her questions around. But what she discovered shook her to the core. The DNA test revealed that the man she grew up calling Daddy, the man she believed was her grandfather, was actually her biological father. Yes, her grandfather is her father. Let that sink in. Imagine living your entire life under the roof of the very man who had violated your mother, completely unaware that his special affection towards you wasn't just grandfather's love. It was something far more sinister and disturbing. She recalled how he treated her differently, more gently, more attentively than the other grandchildren. And while her grandmother knew about it too, and she went along with it, they are still alive. And while she thought it was just the kindness of an old man, it now haunts her. Trauma. She used to call him Daddy, just like everyone else in the family. but had no idea how close to the truth that word was. Yeah, so the truth, that word really was daddy. She was overwhelmed by a tidal wave of emotions, shocked, disgust, betrayal, confusion, anger. And we could put all kind of adjectives to describe her emotions. But above all, she's bitter. Bitter that the very people she trusted, the ones who should have protected her from this kind of trauma, were the ones who preserved the lie. The shame, the silence. How many more families in Jamaica have these kind of secrets? She hasn't confronted her mother or her grandfather yet. She is not ready, because she says that the emotion, the anger, everything will boil up, but she don't know how she's going to unleash. She don't even talk to her husband, her children, her grandchildren. Sometimes some people say some things best not be said. The betrayal cuts too deep, and she's scared. Scared of what she'll say. Scared of what she might hear in return. But more than that, she's carrying the weight of shame. Not because she did anything wrong, but because this secret has poisoned everything she thought she knew about herself, her family, and her place in this world. She doesn't want her voice to be heard publicly. She's ashamed, not just for herself, but for her children, her husband, and even for her mother. Because her mother is a victim. Her mother was a teenager. And you have to understand that. Her mother, who she sees now, is a complicated and painful light. She's torn between protecting the image of her family and demanding the truth she have been denied for so many years, so many decades. As a man, I was left speechless. How does someone come to terms with knowing the man they love as a grandfather was the same man who fathered them through an act of monstrous abuse? How does a man keep a secret so vile, so heavy, and expect the victim to carry the weight of it alone? This is not just her story. It's the story of many victims who grew up in violence, sexual violence, psychological violence, grew up in silence, who are groomed into believing lies because the truth is too inconvenient for others. It's a story of generations of trauma being swept under the rug in the name of keeping the family together. Even when the foundation of that family is built on abuse, she's broken, yes, but she's also brave. Because speaking about this, no matter how quietly, is the first step towards reclaiming her truth. Her voice may be trembling now, but one day it will roar. One day she will look in the mirror and see not the product of shame, but a survivor, a woman who refused to carry someone else's guilt anymore. To anyone else holding in a truth too heavy to bear, you are not alone, and your silence is not your consent. You deserve the truth, healing, and peace, no matter how long it takes to find it. What made the story even more painful is that it is not an isolated case. It is a reflection of a much darker, deeper problem that runs through the veins of Jamaican society. In too many homes across the island, secrets like these are kept under lock and key. But not out of love or protection for the victim, but out of pride and fear of judgment. Families sweep truth under the rug. Families sweep these truths under the rug because they are more concerned with what the neighbors will say than what the victim is going through. The result? Predators are given cover, abusers are protected, and victims are left carrying the weight of someone else's sins, often for life. When we as a society protect the reputation of a pedophile over the healing of a victim, we are complicit. Silence is not just silence. Yes, silence is not just silence. It's permission, it is protection, and it sends a message to the predators among us that their actions will be ignored if they hold financial power, religious status, or our family. You know, not too long ago, a woman reached out to me and shared another chilling story. She told me that one of her former colleagues, someone I work alongside at Huntsby police station, is living a similar nightmare. According to her, his biological father is not who he thinks. She revealed that his own grandfather was actually his father, the result of incest, just like the woman who had confided in me earlier. I was completely stunned, completely caught off guard. I haven't brought it up with the police officer. Yes, a detective. He's still serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I'm not going to say where he's from, and to be honest, I don't even know how I would approach such a topic. How do you tell a man that the story of his life might be built on betrayal, violation, and generational silence? Yes, this is a policeman whose mother was raped by her father, and he's a product of incest. I don't know if he knows, but people in the community knows. Many people had called me. I'm not going to talk on what circumstances I received this information. I hadn't spoken to this policeman in years. And the reason why I do that, because you understand, he knows himself. I don't know if he knows, but he knows himself. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, years. But we used to work at Huntsby, and he's still serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. His grandfather is his father. That is what I was told by people that went to school with him, grew up with him, and even people who were living in the same community. I'm not going to talk about neighbors or anything like that, but I've spoken to several people, and I'm not going to say under what circumstances. But they are not just personal stories. They are national wounds. And if we don't start telling and talking about them, exposing them, and holding people accountable, we will continue to raise generations of broken people who are taught to bury truth instead of facing it. Remember, we are from a culture where they say inform of the dead, and the perpetrator must be celebrated. It is time we as a people stop valuing saving face or over saving lives. To the families who shield predators, understand this. Every time you stay silent, every time you tell a child not to talk or to convince a mother to leave it to God, you are aiding and abetting evil. And God is not mocked. Justice delay is not justice deny. And truth, no matter how long it is buried, always find a way to rise. To every victim still holding the weight of a family's shame, you are not alone. There are people who believe you, who hear you, and who stand with you. And your voice deserves to be told. Not for gossip, not for a spectacle, but for healing, for justice, and to break the cycle that has stolen far too many childhoods and futures. So there are secrets. There are some secrets that, if told, would explode like dynamite, shattering illusions, exposing lies, and stripping away carefully maintained facades that many families hide behind. These truths would disrupt the image of respectability that some people wear like a mask, revealing the rot beneath the surface of what appear to be normal family life. But as painful as those relationships and the exposure of these revelations may be, they are necessary, because the truth is the first step towards healing. Silence may keep the peace on the surface, but it poisons the soul. That's why most people don't like me, because I not keep silent, me chat. Because I know that silence poisons the soul. Silence may keep the peace on the surface, but it poisons your soul. To those who are living in silence, carrying the weight of family secrets that were never yours to bear, I want you to know this. You are having nothing to be ashamed of. You are not the one who did wrong. You are the one who was wronged. And your story deserves to be told, not hidden. I know it's hard. I know it feels terrifying. But the more you speak up, the more you release the power that shame and secrecy have over you. There's a deep and unexplainable healing that begins the moment you share your truth, even if it is just with one trusted person. And when you speak, you not only free yourself, you give others the courage to do the same. That's why we have a Jamaica Young Police channel, for people express themselves. Yes, I make people know the truth. That's why we say, if anything we say over here and it's incorrect, there's a number you can call and express yourself, and we allow you to speak freely. No more protecting predators. No more silencing survivors. No more hiding behind family pride while lives are being torn apart in secret. Your voice matters. Your truth matters. And no matter what they say, you did nothing wrong. Speak. Heal. Rise. Because the shame is not yours to carry. It never was. So as we tell people before, so this is a case where you call incest. Yes, incest. Incest is one of the most serious and deeply damaging forms of sexual abuse. Violent, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And betrayal that can occur within a family. It's referred to any sexual activity between people who are closely related to by blood, such as father, daughter, mother, son, brother and sister, uncle and niece, grandfather and granddaughter, only person and similar close relationship. The only person who cannot commit incest, and this is what they taught us at the Jamaica Police Academy in the 80s, is only grandmother alone can commit incest. Grandmother can bring a little grandboy and tell him, say, hey, come put in a little thing. And she can't charge for incest. That makes sense to me. May I tell you, the only person who cannot commit incest is grandma. Whether or not you want to believe it, if you think I am lying, go and ask any police officer who is well trained and have a knowledge of the law itself. The only person who cannot be arrested and charged for incest is grandma. Grandma can make grandson come and whine. Yes, grandmother. I only person by law. I don't know who come up with them thing there. Yeah, because maybe grandmother can't get pregnant. I don't know. And that is something, an explanation that I have to ask one of the experts. In some cases, step relatives or adoptive family member may also be included under the terms incest, especially if there is a relationship of authority, trust, or dependency, even if there is no biological link. So that means that, a stepfather can charge the incest too, and stepmother. Legally, incest is a criminal offense in most countries, including Jamaica, the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and many others. The law requires and recognizes it's a violation of a personal rights, body autonomy, and moral codes. The act becomes even more serious when it involves minors, as it is then considered child sexual abuse. Socially and psychologically, incest is devastating. It tears apart the natural roles and responsibilities within a family. The family should be a safe space, a place where children are protected, nurtured, and guided. Incest flips on its head. Instead of protection, the child is exposed to betrayal, trauma, and confusion by someone they should trust the most. Victims of incest often suffer for years or decades in silence. The emotional and psychological impact can include shame and guilt, even though the victim did nothing wrong. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is not only soldiers alone, people who go to war experience PTSD are police officers. They experience depression and anxiety, low self-worth. So that's why some people women become promiscuous. Fear of intimacy or trust issues. Some women them get abused, them just never talk to one man, them not talk to no man in them life because of the violation of that intimacy by the perpetrator. Difficulty maintaining healthy relationships, addicting, shunts, or self-harming behaviors. And sometimes them even think for, as them say, unalive themselves or attempts. These effects don't just disappear with time. In many cases, victims carry this trauma well into adulthood, especially if the abuse was covered up by the family or if the perpetrator was never held accountable. Why incest is often hidden in cultures like Jamaica and many others, incest is often covered up due to family pride and fear of public shame. The belief that what happened in the womb stays in the womb. Economic dependency on abuser is the breadwinner. The normalization of patriarchal power, the male dominance, religious or cultural taboo that discourage reporting, so them love informer. That's why them love informer when it's convenient, but in this case, them not like informer. You shut them out and keep it as family secret. Fear of breaking up the family. The person who speak, that person is labeled the troublemaker in our family. The victim, and them chat too much and I lie them I tell. And everybody in our family would line up and support the predator and attack the victim. Because the victim chat too much because the victim has stayed in the name of my family. The patriarch, the father, the grandfather, the dirty man. The silence on protect the abuser and cause further harm to the victims. That's why we must support them. That's why I like me, in my family. You have people in my family that like me. Them say me chat too much from me little. Yeah, them say me chat too much. Reason being, I not tell a lie. Me speak the truth. Me have a cousin right now. Yes. That's how I helped to migrate to America. She will on me. You understand? The same judge we talked about earlier this week where my in-law, I fear her. You call it her sister-in-law. The judge is her sister-in-law. And I can tell you, say that cousin, the only time she not lie, yeah man, me I tell you, her daughter, my cousin, first cousin, fear daughter, live in New York or Staten Island. The only time fear mother not lie and when she asleep. And even when she asleep, she a dream of telling lies. There's no truth come out of fear mouth. She lie about the smallest things. I just such a steer. She lie upon her, even herself and her own brother, why she might get for migrate because her lies come back and bite her in the ass. That's how lie she is. Her daughter will live in America too. That male come and grew up with them, lie just the same too. But yet these are people who want people to go along with them lies. They not like me. But like for me, I don't care. I am one of the person in my family where people don't like me. Because them say them don't like me because me not tolerate lies. Me speak truth. And that is why it is important to speak up. Incest is never the fault of the victim. No child or family member ever asks for it, and no cultural or financial excuse should allow these crimes to continue. Breaking the silence exposes predators, protect other children and their family members, begins the process of healing for survivors, help to stop the cycle of generation trauma. I share a personal experience about my life now. So, I have an aunt, she passed away, and she have a husband. And I can't tell you this. I never know until the time I become an adult. My auntie husband, he used to travel to farm work. Him dead still though, you know. Before he passed away, I found out. And me confront him about it and him bawl like a baby. From I was growing up, from where Jonestown, them used to live at Setimo Street. This man never liked me, you know. I never know what. You know, cure what me do, the man never liked me. I was the only person, when this man got a farm work and come back, he never care back a sweetie for me. Even me a police, and we a play, him have a you know, a little sound system, a little, him love music. Yeah, him love music. And guess what? I love Bob Marley music. Yeah, so one time, you know, on Saturday, even me a police, you know, on Saturday, him, you know, him thing could have come out and I have a cousin who a teacher and him thing that who could have, him was like a selector and him, so him, and then you request your music. Every time I request my music can't play. My Bob Marley. Me buy my Bob Marley, me never have no component set, but my music couldn't play. Until one day, my mother tell me, say, you know why the man don't like you? And I say, no. She say, little after you did born, this man, that my auntie, husband, yeah man, him have them pitting them all listen, because I know them listen. Even I look me, and I tell my sister, say him look me. And from that day, him not like you. Even my own father tell me, one dirty man, that's the reason why the man never like me. The man, when the man all used to refer to me, and the matter, him not call me by my name, him said the boy. My auntie was very, very good to me. But this man never liked me. Until it just reach a point where it just explode. And from then everything dies. So these are some things that happen in some family. In extreme and heartbreaking cases, like the one I described earlier, a grandfather being the biological father of his daughter's child, is an example of incest. It means the grandfather raped or coerced his own daughter to have sex with him. I have a video on the channel too where you hear a man, a dirty man, a Jamaican man, I beg him daughter in a Jamaica, a man who live in England. Say me not give him daughter anything for she have sex with him. Him own daughter. So you know, so as she record him, you know. And guess what? People know who the man, you know. And not a soul that come forward and call out him name. The father begged the daughter. And the daughter said, but you're my father, if you want to have sex with me. And him say, I'm going to use condom. It's on the Jamaica Young Police channel. And you that things if people would have listened and know this dirty man and expose him. A man who have money and him live in England and him a promise him daughter the world. And she said, no, me can't do it no more. So apparently it wasn't the first time. So she record him this time to expose him so him not trouble her again. And people know. The family likely kept secret hidden out of shame or dependency. The child born from that relationship grew up without knowing the truth. Just like the same policeman, he was a detective once be. His grandfather and father. When the truth is revealed, the psychological damage can be catastrophic. This is not a family matter, it's a crime, and it must be treated as such. Incest is a betrayal of trust, a destruction of family roles, and a serious crime. Speaking out about it is not disrespectful or shameful. It's courageous and necessary. Survivors need support, not silence. Justice, not cover up. If you are someone who has experienced incest or know someone who has, please know you are not alone. Your voice matters, and your healing begins when the truth is no longer buried. In conclusion, incest is not just a violation of the law. It is a profound violation of trust, love, and the sacred bonds that holds family together. It is one of the most traumatic experiences any human being can endure, especially when the abuser is someone who was supposed to protect, nurture, and guide. I don't know how them do them thing. A man look on him own flesh and blood and think that way there. What makes incest even more dangerous is the culture of silence that surrounds it. In many families, especially in Jamaica and other traditional societies, these arrows are buried under pride, fear of shame, and a desperate need to keep the family name clean. But no name, no reputation. No name, no reputation. No status is worth more than a child's safety, dignity, and mental health. When families cover up incest, they are not preserving unity, they are preserving evil. Every secret kept, every victim silenced, every predator shielded is another nail driven in the coffin of justice and healing. But there is hope. When survivors speak, the chains begin to break. When you share your truth, even if it trembles out of the mouth, you begin to take back your power. You begin to heal. Not just yourself, but others who are silently suffering, thinking they are alone. To every survivor listening, you did nothing wrong. You are not dirty. You are not weak. You are not to be blamed. You are a warrior, still standing after a battle you never asked to fight. Your story is powerful, and every time you speak, you tear down the walls that protect the wicked and empower the voiceless. So your story is powerful. And remember, every time you speak, you tear down the walls that protect the wicked and empower the voiceless. So do not be afraid. Speak your truth. Stand in it. And know that there are people like me who believe you, support you, and will stand with you until the very end. Let us tear off the mask of shame and expose the evil hiding in our home. Not to destroy our families, but to cleanse them, to rebuild them on truth and justice and healing. Silence protect predators. That's why we are the Jamaica. We say we love informer. Because informers are patriots. They are victims. They are witnesses to traumatic events. Now it's time to speak, heal, and rise. To all of the dirty man them who violate children, there's a place in hell waiting for you. As we say, some of these men who have violated these children deserve no other place to be but in the departure lounge. Have yourself a beautiful day, and thank this young lady for sharing and opening up our eyes. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.